Well, hello, Miss Emily.
Hello, Miss Courtney. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's been one hell of a week over here.
Oh my gosh, I know you're so busy with work.
Well, yeah, and there
Your
was
thumb.
That's one of the rest of my digits that's still bandaged up. There was a big fight over here on Sunday evening at like 5:00, around 5:15, I believe. I'm sitting in my living room. The kitty's just lounging on the front porch, and I've got the door cracked open. Here's some commotion outside. I go out on the porch. Next thing I know, my cat is zooming past me on my porch, runs up the big tree on the side of the house. A dog is right at her heels, runs past. I've never seen a dog with murder in its eyes like this before. It was awful. I haven't. And I seriously was, I got kind of in the middle of it. Finally, the owner came back. She got her dog. He had his leash on, but he got away from her. My cat, I caught her. She fell out of the tree several times, trying to crawl back up, trying to escape this dog. But anyway, I got multiple puncture wounds from animal bites. I had to go to the ER for 4 hours that night. And then my cat went to the ER the next day, I believe, or the day after that. I was too traumatized to even go near her, and I didn't want to put her in her carrier. We're both on antibiotics and we're healing, but it's been a hell of a week. It's but yeah.
Oh gosh. So I've got to cancel my giant German Shepherd singing telegram I was sending to you guys. Not funny. I'm gonna cancel that.
Yeah, can you just send a parakeet instead? She'd be way more into that.
Oh gosh. Poor Sacagawea.
I know, poor Sacagawea. But I just wanted to say hello to all of our listeners out there. Thank you for listening to That Wasn't the Plan. And it certainly wasn't the plan for an animal attack on a beautiful Sunday evening. And I just want to this is a quick note to all the dog owners out there. And I know there are millions of extremely responsible dog owners, and they train their dogs well, and they know how to walk their dogs. But if you know that your dog doesn't like smaller animals and gets, agitated by cats and squirrels, be mindful of that and keep a tighter rein on their leash when you're walking past homes that have smaller animals that hang out on their own properties. My cat rarely leaves my front porch or my front yard. The dog saw her, went ballistic, and, there were some casualties, plus, the expense of both of us going to the ER.
How much total?
I'm not sure about mine. I haven't gotten that bill yet, but for hers, it was around $600.
Holy cannoli. No way.
Yeah. I also have pet insurance, for that very thing. So that helps. That's another thing for anybody with pets. Get pet insurance.
It's $100.
I know. Well,
shoot.
She's worth it.
Well, of course. Oh my gosh. Of course. I'm not saying, why would you pay it? Throw her in the trash. Get a new one.
It's just a cat.
Absolutely not. I was just saying that's so much, because when we took our dog last two weeks ago, she had gotten into some marijuana, and I didn't know that's what it was, so I thought she was having a brain aneurysm or something. It was only $150.
Oh, that's not bad.
They just gave her fluids, so I'm not sure how deep in depth. Poor Sacagawea.
Yeah, they gave her a bunch of meds there, and she ripped out all of the claws in both of her back feet, and all the claws, or most of the claws on her right hand, because just climbing that tree. And I went out to the tree the next day, and there are claw marks. She climbed, she was fighting for her life.
I mean, she's terrified. And having such a calming life where she hangs out with squirrels and her mom's chill.
Yeah. This is a very chill household. And just to bring that kind of energy and trauma here, fuck that dog. I have not been a fan of dogs this week, and I normally really like them.
Handle your animals, people. Handle your animals. Be responsible. I'm not perfect, and I've had bad instances we had a giant dog. Anyway, that's for another show. But Emily, will you do me one little favor?
Yeah.
After we record or whatever, get a magnifying glass, or super like magnifying glass glasses and get some tweezers and see if you can find her little nails in the tree and then make a necklace.
That's a great idea.
Like a bear claw necklace, except a cat claw necklace.
Oh,
so cancel your weekend plans.
Guess I'm not going to the UK on Sunday. I'm sitting on the plane with cat claws just making a necklace. I'm that lady in economy.
That's a fun little craft.
It will be like, can I get another seat?
Oh, man. Well, speaking of cat claws, I'm very excited to introduce our guest today.
Who do we have?
So I also believe he has been referred to as the most interesting man in the world.
Two in a week.
Right? He's born in Sarasota, Florida. He relocated to Southwest Virginia. He is one of 10 kids. He's the middle one of 10. 5 girls, 5 boys. Crazy, right?
What?
And he is also the father of 5 kids. All boys except for one girl. And I'm super excited to hear about his life pivot. He ended up having to raise 5 kids on his own.
Oh my God.
So, I know. I mean, can't work a full-time job. He also runs a construction business, a very successful construction business. And so I am super curious, especially you and I, which we don't have kids. So to hear about, this just seems impossible. So I'm so excited to hear what he's got to say. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jonathan Fitzgerald. Welcome. So grateful to have you here. Yeah, welcome, happy to be Jonathan. Here. Ooh, is it hot where you are? Is it like
pretty warm? Yeah.
Are you more happy in the heat? Does that make you happier because of Florida?
Fall is probably my favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
In Virginia, fall weather is really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. That is true.
Little breeze, 70s.
Yeah.
That's delightful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
very much
nice.
So.
And the humidity up here is nothing like Florida. So it's definitely completely different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad.
Not nearly as bad.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Like not even in the same.
No, I've talked to people from Colorado, and they're like, "Oh, it's so muggy in Virginia," but I mean, they have no idea what.
You're like,
I'm from Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Virginia is not a thing. Like you step out of your car in Florida and you're sweating. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, you're just wet off the bat.
It's instant. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the reason why you guys have so many children? Is just you're wet all the time?
Yeah.
Great question, Emily.
So when my father
was there to do when you're wet?
You breathe.
It's a great. Yeah. I like that. I like that thought process for sure. So when people would ask my father when I was growing up, they would be like, "Are you Catholic? Are you Mormon?" And he would say, "No, we just don't have a television." That was it. So my parents originally were planned on having 3 children. On their wedding night, they planned out their life or whatever. And I think after number 3, they were using contraceptives and whatnot back then, and just had another one. And then by the time they got to me, I was number 5. So by the time they had me, they just felt like it was God's plan to have a lot of children. So I guess they just rolled with it.
My God.
Now, were they both from big families? Like, were they both, is that like what they were used to?
No, they're actually both only children. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't have officially any cousins, but I've got enough siblings to, kind of cover the bases, I guess.
Wow. So wait, how many grandkids do your parents have?
Grandkids, I think it's 48. Yeah.
40. And do they know 48. All their names and who they are?
My mother passed last year. She definitely did and knew all their birthdays and all that. But yeah, my dad, he's 80 now, so he's probably.
That's a lot to ask. He could probably get at
least 2/3 of them right, I would guess.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And then my children for sure, because they're his favorite grandchildren.
And does your dad live nearby?
Yeah, he actually 2 streets over from me right now.
Get out! Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Yeah,
that's so
awesome. he's been dealing with Parkinson's, so he's had some issues, but yeah, he's doing all right, doing pretty good, and getting over.
How cool to live so close.
Yeah,
I wish my folks lived up the street.
Him and mom were together for 64 years, so this last year has been very hard.
Oh, wow! I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Can I ask what brought you from Florida to Courtney said Virginia now?
Yeah, so I was probably 16. My parents were in the hippie movement in the 60s, experimenting with drugs and LSD, PCP, and then I guess they got they had an older gentleman, probably 70 years old, with like pins in his pockets and a button-up short sleeve collared shirt, and he came and shared the gospel with them, and they got radically saved and a part of the Jesus movement, and had bell bottoms. My dad's hair was down to here, and then had a big beard, and they just went, they did that. So in the process of that, they met another minister that was like an evangelist, what would you call it, pioneer type, that started churches, and he was going to start a Bible college in Sarasota. And my dad did the excavating and the land work and all that for that, and then it ended up changing and became Virginia. So fast forward 25 years later, my parents, we moved to Virginia to help with that Bible college in Virginia. So yeah, that was how we ended up in Virginia.
Were you raised super Christian as well then?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
But one thing I really appreciate about my upbringing, my parents they were always, respect authority, but question everything, and know God for yourself, which was huge. And that's how, those are the pieces that I've used to raise my children, like still the same core beliefs, but with my children, it's more instead of no television, well, back then there was no phones, but like some of the strictness of my parents, and the conservativeness of, my upbringing, I've kind of let fall by the wayside and just focus more on the heart of my children and them having a relationship with God for themselves rather than me telling them what to do. So same core beliefs and values, treat people good, love, like love is everything. So, but a completely different way to do it. Like with my children, since the time they were toddlers, the world is your oyster. Like you can do all of these things you can do, but here's why you probably shouldn't, just through logic and reason.
How did you wind up raising them on your own?
Yeah. So the start for me was, growing up in church, Sundays, Wednesdays, big family, Bible studies nightly or pretty regularly, with my family, which was very cool. And it wasn't like my dad was always, he was a minister at some point, but he wasn't, I think he pastored some, but he was more, he wanted his church to be like, nobody knew who the pastor was. Everybody sharing their hearts, everybody sharing, their needs and like helping each other, more like that was his vision for like an actual church or whatever you would call it, a gathering. So they did a lot of home meetings and stuff. And that's kind of how they started out, with like the hippies and like just everybody's working together to, build their relationship with the Lord. But anyways, so from that, I was like baptized at a young age and accepted the Lord at a young age. And then as I became older, a lot of my actions were pleasing my parents, like to make them happy and to make my parents proud, to make my dad proud. That was internally, that was what I was. And then when I was 15 or 16, I really started to understand and have a relationship with the Lord for myself. So in that time, and probably from the time I was 13, 14, 15, all I wanted was to be a father like my father and have children. And I loved growing up in a big family. It was phenomenal. The more I think about it, the better it was, so it was like totally awesome. So all I wanted to do was be an amazing father and an amazing husband to my wife. That was my life goal as a teenager. Like that was aspirations. I want to be an amazing husband and an amazing father. So
you don't hear too many male teenagers with those goals.
And that was, I mean, that was my heart. And I wanted to get tons of children, to be honest with you. Like I wanted to have like 12, 15, 20, as many as I could have.
Did you say a shit ton of children? Is that what you said? Okay.
And I do, but shit ton is relative term, So
yeah.
I do have
shit ton is
equivalent
to 10 plus.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I love the Lord and I want a shit ton of kids.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's me in a nutshell. That's it right there. That encapsulates my whole existence right there. And that I
love Jesus and I like to procreate.
Yes. Amen. So that led to, we're in Virginia, right? And I don't remember, I was dating a little bit or something. And I was 16, 17, 18, and had a lot of suitors or whatever you want to call it.
His dance card was full, it sounds like.
Anyways, so I ended up meeting a girl that was from a family of 9 and I was from a family of 10, right?
Oh.
And her grandfather was one of the first to share the gospel and be a part of my parents' lives as that evangelist.
Wow.
He's the one that started that Bible college, right?
Okay, so, there's a connection there then.
Yeah. So it just seemed like destiny, right? Like,
yeah.
And my mother had 7 of us children at home with no midwife, just my father delivering us, which is crazy, and badass. But then
your mother, dangerous. Yeah. We're gonna need to have a little side quest and talk about what an amazing womb she has for one.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And, the funny thing about that is I always just thought, okay, my dad cut my hair. I never went to the barber till I was like 22 years old. My dad always cut my hair. It was a flat top or a buzz cut, right? And then all my siblings, either my mom cut their hair or my dad did, right? So I thought, and my dad cut his own hair and, it looked good. So I'm like, he just sees somebody do something and then he does it. That was what I thought as a young man. And then probably 5 years ago or so, I was talking to my mom and I was like, that's just crazy. Dad delivered, that is crazy. She's like, I just thought he just did it because Kit and Mary, my oldest 2 siblings, were born in the hospital. Dad said, I can do that. So he did 7, right? That's what I thought all these years. I mean, 30, 40 years, I thought that. And my mom's like, oh no, Jonathan. Dad read 9 books on child labor and the complications. And I mean, that's even more badass, but wow. She's like, he read 9 books. Like 2 of my sisters had their cords around their neck, weren't breathing. He just untangled them like an extension cord and they were fine. Like every one of us survived.
Shit.
So pretty incredible. Okay. Very incredible.
Is your father single? Cause that's badass.
Yeah.
Honestly, it makes me think, all these doctors, God bless them, spending 8 years in medical school plus, or you just need 9 books.
Yeah. You just need 9 books.
You just need to Will Hunt it.
He actually invented a birthing chair.
What?
It was basically stirrups. He welded it and built it and had wooden stirrups on it for delivering babies. And he tried to get a patent. Yeah, he built this stirrups, which they have in the hospitals now, but I'm talking about 40 years ago or more.
Right.
Yeah. So he had designed it and he hired a patent attorney for that and then another invention that he had and he got scammed. And so he just threw it out the window because we didn't have a lot of liquid currencies growing up, as you can imagine.
Sure.
With,
Does he still have the chair?
Nah. I think he scrapped it once he saw the first one in the hospital. If you've got photos of that,
we'll put it up.
Oh my gosh. I know it's not, but I'm picturing an electric chair from the 1960s. No. I know that's not what they look like.
Picture a go-kart, right? But it has a seat and then the stirrups are down lower so you can push the baby out.
Okay.
Yeah. I have another image in mind.
Like a horse. Like you're riding a horse, but there's no horse there. It's a baby's head coming out, right? Stirrups,
I mean, Well, I'll need you to
picture.
Yeah, we'll need to get some
put
pictures.
it up. Yeah.
I'm on the fence with this.
It's too late now. But anyways, long story. Jennifer, the mother of my children, I think she was 16 and I was like 20. No, I was 18. She was 14. That's right. And I was like,
boy,
what is up with that? My parents were those ages too.
Ugh. I was like, it's destiny. I mean, I'm like, it's, you got to realize this is in a conservative church. So it's like,
for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no funny business going on, but I'm like, it's destiny. You're a big family. I'm a big family, and freaked her out. Right.
Because she's 14.
So she was downright mean to me for 4 years. I mean, just like hateful.
Damn
to
right,
the point where her mother would be like, tell her to apologize to me, because I was doing work on their house, like painting and doing stuff for her father. And her mom was an absolute angel and she loved me. But anyways, Jennifer was totally like just downright hateful. So fast forward about 4 years and we're at a church lunch thing or whatever. And, good riddance, whatever. I wasn't even thinking about her. And I started talking to her like in the line to get food. And she's like, heard my voice had changed, whatever. I don't know. And she's like,
saw that hair, dang.
That night, she's like, you want to come over and hang out, watch a movie? So she was on it. And I was like, sure. Yeah. But anyway, so fast forward 6 months. I think we were engaged like 6 months later, which I was just coming out of I don't know if you call it long-term-ish relationship, but
or the longest relationship, maybe.
Her mom did not like me at all. They were from Connecticut Vermont, conservative Catholic, and then converted to Christianity. And her mom I was too much of a free spirit because I was driving a Volkswagen bus and like paid $300 for it. The brakes didn't work, no tags. And I'm just like, winging it, and
amazing.
Her dad was cool. He liked me because I was a hard worker, but the free spirited part that I had, they didn't vibe with. They're like, you got to have a house, a piece of land, or you're not in love, and I'm like,
at the age of what, 23, 24?
Yeah, I think I was 21 at the time or something like that, which I was working 2 jobs, maybe 3. I don't remember. But anyways, So got married a year or so later. Jennifer graduated high school.
Was she married
turned
in
18. High school? No, she graduated in May, turned 18 in June, and we got married in July.
Wow.
Dang.
I was 22 and she was 18. So yeah, it was destined to fail, maybe.
Was it a huge wedding? I mean, my gosh, you both have.
No, actually it was pretty big. Yeah. So what they did was this church, whack would probably be a proper term for it, but the
whack?
pastor would, like whack, like loco. Twisted, like,
wild.
Yeah, just like silly.
The terms these kids are using these days.
It was
totally
whack.
I think that's like 20. Emily, I think that's like 20 years old actually, but I hear you.
I mean,
I think you're younger than me too. So
I don't think so. I'm definitely not younger. I'm 52 years old, so I'm guessing I'm not younger.
No.
So they had
52.
But you look good.
Yeah. Right? The pastor of that church would like read one passage of scripture and then he would like run with it. He said that we should have weddings at the church and not follow the Catholic model of regular weddings, right? Well, Jennifer wanted to have this candlelit wedding in a little church, like she had it planned from the time she was young, right?
Right.
So he like forced us to have it at church. I thought it was cool as shit because it was like Sunday morning. Everybody got to miss church because we had a wedding, like, and then we had a picnic after. Yeah. Like everybody at church was like, this is the shortest church service ever, like, so, I thought it was cool. She was totally not about it.
How long were you married?
Officially, I think it was like 17 years, but it was pretty much cooked after 13 or 14.
How far into the marriage before you had your first baby?
3 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We took some time, had a lot of fun.
Yeah, you had a good honeymoon together, spend some time.
Went to California, did travel, went to England. We did some fun stuff before we started having kids. Yeah, for sure. Because I think
smart.
I was 25 when Jonah was born.
Okay. So Jonah's your oldest.
Yeah. Jonah's 26, and then we've got Silas is 24, Allison is 21, and then Abel will be 20 in September, and Eli will be 18 in September. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Almost done.
How fast can you say all their names?
I might not remember all of them if I'm trying to do that. Let me see. Jonah, Silas, Allison, Abel, Eli. Now, my family, Kit, Mary, Joel, Rebecca, Jonathan, Esther, David, Michelle, Summer, Timothy. That's the 10.
Wow.
I practiced that, impressive.
Yeah.
I practiced that.
Do it again. Do your siblings again.
Kit, Mary, Joel, Rebecca, Jonathan, Esther, David, Michelle, Summer, Timothy.
Woo!
Yeah.
Is that one of your children behind you?
One back there.
Yeah, probably. That's probably my youngest, Eli. Eli, come say, hey, man, I'm on a podcast. Can you tell?
Hi, Eli.
Yeah, can you tell he looks like
me? He looks tall. Is he a tall kid?
That's almost exactly what I looked like when I was 15, 16.
Oh, my God.
No, he looks really tall.
He's pretty tall. Yeah, he's 6 foot. Something like that, yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jonah, 6'4", 6'3", Silas. Oh. Yeah, like all of them are pretty tall, yeah.
Wow.
And
I'm sorry, did I miss it? How tall are you?
Me? Oh, yeah. I'm 6'2".
Okay.
Right about 6'1" to 3/4 or something.
And how tall is your the mom of them?
Jennifer's 5'6".
Oh, so she's yeah. Wow.
Well, not short.
And she had wow. Giant.
Yeah. So when she was pregnant with Jonah, when we got married, I think she was 5'6", 108 pounds. Oof. And then when she was full term with Jonah, she was tiny. When she was full term with Jonah, she was 132 pounds. So she literally gained 24 pounds in pregnancy.
Is that a lot? Is that how much you're supposed to gain? I don't know.
That's not much at all.
That's really?
Not much at all. Because he weighed 7 of that. So
so that wasn't
usually
much.
More than that.
Oh
no, she was tiny. It looked like a basketball.
Oh,
but yeah.
So if I can ask, how did you go from the family of 5 to then raising children by yourself? What happened there?
So, everything was really good. I went through, so my business was a painting business at the time that I had started in 96. I think it was a year after we got married, and, or 98. We got married in 97, 6, something like that. Yeah, 97. I think I started my painting business, and I built it up from just me to 22 employees, and, was doing a lot of good stuff with a lot of contractors, local contractors. I would do all their work, and, I was really good at the coordinating, scheduling, planning, and all that stuff, and getting shit done. But I wasn't great at the business stuff, like as far as accounting and documenting and all that stuff. So 2007, 8, 9 was when the housing market went all to shit. And I was selling real estate as a side hustle, and I was running that painting business, and everything was hunky dory, right? So I was spending money like it was going to go on forever. Man. And then 2007, 8, 9, everything just came to a screeching halt. Even around here, the market was better, real estate wise, than Florida and other areas that got hit really hard, but it's still, everybody was building spec houses, and I was doing a lot of work. And then that just came to a screeching halt. So my business failed, went through bankruptcy. What was the other stuff? Lost our vehicles, Jennifer was watching them tow away her Denali, fun stuff like that. Yeah. So we went through that.
Fun stuff like that.
Real good times.
Yeah. Repo type of things.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't know anyone in the housing market. Like, Emily and I think at that time, we were both in LA at that time, and when the housing market, and I didn't know anyone personally. I mean, it certainly trickled down. It affected, everything eventually. But so I really have no idea of how awful that was.
Yeah.
For people that were, your livelihood is the housing market, that is, Wow.
It was
that must
brutal.
Have been insane.
So I went from, I dodged the IRS for 2 years because initially I got behind on payroll taxes, which is super common when a business is falling short. Like I had all those people that I was working with, and I mean, I was literally in a fog for like 2 years, just like going through the motions, like laying in bed thinking about all the debt I had, and there was no way in hell I was ever going to be able to pay it back. And then in the process of that, I really feel like it was a disconnect in communication, like talking about relationships. If you're in a relationship, communication doesn't matter if it's good, doesn't matter if it's bad, doesn't matter. Any of that matters. It's got to be communicated, like, cause otherwise you're going to lose that connection with your partner. So I was bearing the burden of it. I was bearing the burden of it, and I didn't want to stress her out with how deep the shit was that we were in, and I feel like that was part of where we kind of lost the connection. And then of course, raising kids, everybody that's raised kids knows you get lost in
five of them.
Right.
You get lost in the,
also close in age too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're all pretty much 2 years apart. So you kind of get lost in the, football practice, basketball, feed the kids, like it just becomes a part of your life, but it's not a chore. I mean, I always consider it but so in that, and then we had 3 young ones at the time. Allison, Abel, and Eli were pretty close in age. So I would be at football practice coaching Jonah and Silas, or taking them to the gym or to the Y, or, take them to the pool. I would sometimes, I would take all the kids every opportunity I had. But I think in the process of that, she got burnt out, and it was, it was legitimate and totally valid feelings, and what she was going through. But I didn't really know that because we kind of had lost that, open communication, I guess is what you would say.
Nobody wants to stress each other out with the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And I was a bit of an ass, to put it politely, like when somebody comes to you, well, like if she would come to me and be like, do this part of the yard or that, I'd be like, what? I'm doing great things here. You know what I'm saying? Like defensive, like an ass like that.
Defensive.
Like,
okay.
I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm stressed out of my mind. I don't want to hear how shitty I am right now. But, that's just defensive, typical human reaction when somebody points out your faults. So she took a job staying at night with like an older lady, right? Like sitting with her at night just to be there with her and stuff. And, that was cool because it was kind of an outlet for her, and to get away from the kids and have some time alone, because the lady pretty much just slept, all night or whatever. So anyways, fast forward a month down the road or something like that, the mother's son and grandson come to visit from North Carolina, and they're all, having Sunday dinner with her, and Jennifer's there. And then lo and behold, the next day or two, the 28-year-old grandson is going to move in with his grandmother.
Oh,
okay.
So she tells me about this dinner, and then, how, this grandson's decided to move. I said, he's moving up there for you, Jennifer. Like, duh. He gets to stay all night with a hot ass, 35-year-old. He's 28 or whatever it was. I'm like, he's coming up there for you. Like, and if he might even force himself on you. I don't know. You're going to be there alone in the house, right? Like, these are the things I said to her.
Whoa. Of course.
And she was like, well, do you want me to quit? And I was like, no, not at all. Like, I'm not control. You do what you want to do. But I'm telling you, that's why he's moving there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you want to think like a man, talk to a man. And they can tell you.
Same with women. So if men ever want to, think about making laws for us and that sort of stuff, just come and ask us.
Let us know.
Come and ask.
Yeah. We've got our own opinions.
I totally agree.
Yeah, she's staying the night with basically she's kind of doing nursing.
Right. Elder care, type of thing.
Okay.
So, year and a half later, I find out that, that is what went on. And I get little bits and pieces of it from her, right? But this is when she's like, absolutely, totally could not stand me. Like, I'm either leaving you or I'm going to be honest with you about what went down a year and a half ago or whatever. Right.
Oh boy.
So that was hard to hear. But then, of course, it was like bits and pieces of the truth. And then it was like more and more of the truth and more of the truth. And then, and when that truth came out was a lot of times, I don't know if it was like intuition or God or my common sense and logic. Like, I think this actually probably happened. So at that time, she said she wanted to move out, and I was a strong personality. She's only really ever known me. So she wanted to have her own space and, like find out who she is. So I was like, okay, I support that. So I helped her move. She found a little place in the same town. Before she did that, before she said she was going to move out, she went to see an attorney to make sure that I didn't come back with abandonment, because all the children wanted to stay with me, which was cool. And including my daughter. So I was like, yeah, I'll sign off on whatever. I don't care. Cause at the time she was really hurting. So at the time I was 40, I said, I'm 40 years old. I'll be totally fine. My number one concern was her and her heart and her soul, because it was like really bad condition, and it was evident.
Yeah. Doing that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly it's hard on you.
And through our conversations, there was a lot of crying and guilt and shame that she dealt with for all that time, on top of being a secret. This was right after we're going through all this financial shit. So in the middle of all that, this is when this is going on. So she was my number one priority. So like whatever she needed, I was going to help her out with, right? That was what I felt. So we helped her move. And of course we were still talking through that. And then with the kids and stuff, of course, it was all still involved, but it kind of came to the point where the more I pursued and tried to restore the relationship, the less interested she was. Almost like middle school. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like when the guy's coming on you hard, like you're like,
yeah.
So that's kind of, in hindsight, I definitely made a lot of mistakes. And I spent the next 6 months just like really introspectively evaluating my part in the whole relationship. I felt, and to this day, I still feel 100% responsible for the relationship failing, because my lack of communication, my lack of love, my being an ass, like all the different things that I realized when I was reflecting on it and my part in it. Like I saw where I was wrong, all the way through the marriage, all the way through.
That's major. I mean, to be able to say that, that's respectful.
It is. You're an amazing man, for one, but it always takes two to tango. So don't put that entire load on yourself that it was all your fault, because she played a part in that too.
Well, I don't disagree with that at all. I agree. Yeah. But me taking responsibility,
for your part,
it's really not a burden. Like I don't look at it as that. I know that I know that everything happens for a reason, and ultimately it's, if you're not in it wholeheartedly, then I don't want any part of it anyways, so there's aspect. I've spent a lot of time, especially in that first 6 months, year, 2-3 years, just like really reflecting and, examining my heart, really determined to keep my heart open, even though it had been like severely ripped apart, on shreds, stepped on, whatever else you could do to it. And like, that was, and through all that, the amazing thing about it was I rarely in my life felt the joy and the peace and the unexplainable joy and peace, supernatural. Let's put it that way. Like tears and like heartache and like, and my kids would see me, like I still felt joy. And I know it was because I was pouring into my children, like when we give to others and we do for others, God's able to give into our hearts, and restore our hearts, even though I was like it was the absolute fucking worst thing in the world that could ever happen to me, to me, because that was my ultimate goal, was to be, first of all, a great husband. And then secondly, a great father, right? In that order, in my mind, in my heart, since I was a teenager. And so that, like, it couldn't have been worse. Like, if I'm adding up the facts, and it just couldn't have been worse. But through all that, I'm telling you, it was supernatural, and there was no other way to describe it. And one of the times this was happening, I was at the sink washing the dishes, and this was kind of early on when I was finding all this out, that the infidelity or whatever. And my son at the time was, I think, 13 or 14, and he's like, "What's wrong, Dad?" And I was like, "Jonah, I don't think your mom loves me anymore." And I mean, deadpan, quick as can be. I could have told you that a year ago.
Oh, wow.
Are you kidding me? That's what he said to me. And I'm just like, I started laughing. I just lost it. I was like, "Jonah, why didn't you tell me?" Oh, that was like, I'll never forget that moment. I know exactly where I was standing, exactly where he was. I mean, it was hysterical. Wow. It was so funny.
I'm so curious as to, like, how did you all communicate this to the kids when it happened, when she moved out? Yeah, like, how were they dealing with that? Divorce is earth-shattering a lot of times for kids.
For sure. I don't really think her, I can't really speak for her, but from what I remember, her line of communication was, your dad and I are working through things, the typical things parents say, you know.
So they were in the loop. So they were communicating with.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Allison, I think, was 8 and had a conversation with her mother that, because I was more responsible with timing and being on time and all these things, that she wanted to live with me, which, made me happy forever. God. Like, your own daughter.
Wow.
So that was, and Jennifer shared that with me. So we were always very amicable, and like, I take a lot of pride in that. We were mostly respectful to each other and of each other. Of course we're human, but, for the most part, we were always amicable and definitely for the children too, and even for each other.
So it sounds like when you guys, the divorce had happened, Jennifer had moved out, you had, if you said Allison was around 8, then there's a younger one still that was probably around 6. What was it like? Single father. We always hear of the single mothers, but we don't ever speak to the single fathers that often. What was it like raising 5 kids from like 6 to probably 16 at that time, and running a business?
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Whoa.
I nonstop would have people ask me, "How do you do it?" Because I was.
Where do you find the energy?
Yeah.
What are you smoking, and Brad?
What do you snort, Jonathan?
I would say I didn't have energy, but I don't sleep a whole lot, so that's helpful. I guess I'm trying to think of the timing of it, because it was like a 2-3 year process of, before I finally filed the divorce or whatever, and gave up hope on that happening. But
that's hard. 3 years of that. Wow.
Which, I mean, it wasn't like I was, some angel or something, you know what I mean? Like, I was still dating and stuff too. But I'm saying before it was finalized, like.
Okay.
So,
a man about town.
A man about town.
So,
oh Lord.
With the children, it was just my heart. Like, so, like, she was finding herself, and I'm like, hell yeah. If I've got the kids, you can do whatever you want. I'll tell people whatever you want them to hear. Like, if the kids are with me, I'm solid. So, Eli was 2, 3, 4. Abel was 6, like you were saying. And then Allison was 8, something like that and then,
2, 3, 4.
It was busy. It was busy. So, I moved north about 30 minutes, and she was like, "Oh, why are you doing that? Uprooting the kids," which I had a conversation with the children. And going back to what you were saying earlier with dealing with children going through divorce, this is a major thing to me. I was just straight up with them from the jump. I'm like, we have a problem. You're going to hear voices that you have something to do with it. It's a lie. It's an absolute and total lie. You're loved. You are loved. And when you hear that, tell it to go. Let it go. Let it go, because you're loved. You know, like you guys are the most important thing. So I was really verbal about it and communicated that with him. Like, are you going to hear these? You're going to hear these thoughts. Like
that's true.
You know,
Gosh.
like, and
preventative
I just
care.
talk straight with him. Like, yeah, mom and I, this, that, whatever. Like but that's fine. You know, like each of us are our own individuals. But, so yeah, it really came down to one day at a time. And it was, for me, total chaos. You know, like coaching 2 of them in football. One of them's in middle school. 3 of them are in elementary school, and one of them's in high school, and none of them are driving. And they all got to be.
Oh my God.
And they didn't ride the bus, you know. And then I was working too. I wasn't working for myself at the time. I was working for a guy. So I was working from 7 to 5, like grinding all day long. And then you just do what has to be done that day. And that's pretty much it. Like you don't, you know, when you're laying down to go to sleep, you might think about tomorrow, what you got to do. But it was just like a one day.
And you were in survival mode, man.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
for a decade.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think I've, you know, fell in love with that survival mode. So I'm like nonstop. And I've always been
I understand that
risk taker,
sure.
You know, risk taker, fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy. Anyway,
think about the consequences later. Like just make the choices now. The best choice you think of. Yeah.
Consequences? What's that?
Well, living it. Well, I'm thinking more along the lines of in recovery because it's one day at a time and you're in chaos and, you know, you are in survival mode. So you stop planning. You stop looking any further than the end of day when you can go to sleep. At least that's what it was like for me. And it took a long time to get out of that.
Yeah. I also think growing up as a middle child in a family of 10 is kind of like
set you up.
That's my jam. You know what I mean? Like,
you were like, bring it. Let me get more babies up in this.
Did you have siblings? Did you have siblings nearby or anybody that can help out?
Oh yeah, at the time, my sister Esther was like a second mother for sure. She kicks ass. Like she would definitely help, and she has 5 children as well, and so they can, you know, they intermingle.
What's water out there? Like,
I tell you, hell.
I was getting ready to say, it was always pretty crazy and busy and a lot of fun. So much fun.
A lot of fun. Were you dating through any of this?
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
so
let's hear about that.
One quick little story. So I had set up a date for Winston-Salem, which is a hour and a half or so from here, and their mom was supposed to be back in town after being gone for a couple of weeks. Was supposed to be back in the country or whatever, and having them that Saturday evening. So I had made plans. Because she didn't usually have them very long. So can't get a hold of her.
She didn't have the kids very long. Okay, got it.
Right. Can't get a hold of her. Kids can't get a hold of her. Like, no response. So I'm thinking, okay. So I was like, all right. So I booked a hotel, Winston-Salem, took the kids down there and my adopted son, set them up in the hotel room with pizza, video games. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, we're going to have to go back.
Yeah, we will have to circle back.
After you finish this.
Set them up in the hotel room with the PlayStation, TV, whatever. Pizzas, ordered them pizzas, drinks, whatever. Do whatever you want, guys. Party. And then went over and had dinner with my date. First time meeting.
You took them out there. But what fun for them. Like, carry on, Wayne.
What a fun little vacation.
It was pretty fun. Yeah, it was just on a whim on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah.
I've got 2 questions. Winston-Salem, is that like the cigarettes?
Probably so, yeah, it's big tobacco area down there.
Big tobacco area. That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. Secondly,
I'm almost 100% sure,
Yeah. You mentioned an adopted son, so now you have 6?
For a period of time, I think he lived with us for about 2 years.
That's what? How did
Xavier.
this?
His name's Xavier. So he was at the same high school as my sons. And then his mom was moving to North Carolina about 3 hours away, and he wanted to finish his last 2 years of high school. So
okay.
I went with his mother to the courthouse, and I think they had to send a letter to his father, and as long as he didn't respond. So anyways, I officially adopted him Like I had another one that lived with me for about a year and a half. That wasn't like an official adoption, but and it was the opposite. The other town we were living in, his mom moved away, and so he stayed with us for about a year and a half. That was right when we were going through separate, or whatever, the initial separation and all that.
Well, I just have to quickly say, Jonathan, they don't make them like you. I mean,
God,
what a guy.
My pause is that so it's a bunch of boys. How did Allison, your daughter, how did she take being around all those boys? And then you were like, one more boy's coming. Oh, we got another boy coming. How was that?
I'm sure for her, you need to have her on for a whole episode. I'm sure it was challenging, but yeah, her and I,
great
relationship. Yeah.
Daddy's girl.
From the time she was 8, she would sleep under my arm every night. She slept in my bed.
How sweet.
And then multiple of the other kids would too eventually. But yeah,
I tell you, the biggest sign of success for a girl is having a healthy relationship with her dad.
Yeah.
I've heard that over and over. I mean, I certainly believe people can be successful, fully centered without having a father figure, but I had a wonderful dad. I know Emily has a wonderful dad. Like,
that's
it
awesome.
Makes a difference. It makes a difference. But I never had the relationship that it sounds like she had with you.
Yeah.
We went on so many dates, her and I, when she was
sweet.
11, 12, 13, or, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like it's priceless. And then to be someone that they want to hang out with at 52 years old, like we want to spend time with you, as adults, like that's like incredible. And then, when she was 17, like seek me out on her own and not for money, because I always give money no matter what, but, and say, you're my favorite person in the world. Like for your daughter to say that to you, it's like, holy shit. Like,
wow.
Doesn't matter what happens the rest of my life. I'm content. I'm like filled up to the brim.
Oh, wow.
Because of mostly because of them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. And I don't mean to pry, but I've noticed you're wearing a wedding ring. And so I take it you're now remarried. Are you planning on having any more children?
Nah, she's not about having more children, but she's amazing.
Is she?
So wait.
Yeah. She's super,
tell us, how'd you meet her?
Yeah, how did you meet her?
Does she also have 45 kids?
No. She's never been married and never had kids. So all right. Perfect.
I dig her already.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
How long have you been married? How long have you been married?
We've been together for 3 years. Been married for about a year.
Okay. So
not too long.
Not too long. And she wasn't there then, like helping raise all your brood for that long?
No, unfortunately, that would have been incredible. Yeah.
Well, how old
does she like
now?
Children?
Yeah.
She does. Yeah.
Oh, she does. Okay. Well, that's good.
She's a doll. She's like one of them, So.
Oh, so you're raising a 6th child.
You actually adopted her, and then you were like, let's marry.
Yeah. Let's be clear on her age. Let's be clear on her age.
How old is she? How old is she?
She's in her late 60s. So like, it's not creepy that I adopted her, like it's not creepy at all.
You adopted a 65-year-old woman. Does she play football?
But with the intention that we would get together eventually. So like, you got to keep that in mind, like nothing weird about this at all. Like it's totally natural.
It's a little bit of weird. I feel a little weird about it, but but wow.
What's wrong? Sugar mama instead of a sugar daddy? Like,
wow.
I guess it's it can go both ways.
Yeah.
Now, what's the relationship like now for you and the Jennifer?
We don't talk a whole lot now that the kids are raised, which is so cool for me.
Okay,
but it's amicable. So, like if you guys saw each other, like
of course, yeah. Yeah, we were hanging on a lake about a year and a half ago or so, and my wife and I and her new husband. So yeah.
Oh wow!
Nice.
I got no qualms.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And how does your new wife get along with your kids? Do they like her? And
yeah, they absolutely love her.
Oh, good.
Thank goodness. Because that would be tough, right?
Yeah. And they would, so 4 of them, Jonah was, when we started dating, Jonah was already out of the house and on his own. Silas was in college, but then moved back for about a year. So yeah, there's plenty. They've had a good chance to like really get to know each other and like live together.
In the trenches together. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So
how many other kids did you adopt during that period of time?
No. None.
No more.
During the period of time, the last 3 years?
Yeah. You haven't adopted any more kids?
I don't know. Have I forgotten some?
You don't know?
I know. I was making a joke, but now I'm like...
I wouldn't call it official, but yeah, there's always kids over here.
That
for sure.
I would imagine that is...
with 5 teenagers and... or I'm sure that your house is full.
I always was kind of like, yeah, you guys can hang out here anytime. And that way I don't got to worry about where you are, like you're here. So it was an open door policy for that reason, mainly.
Oh, just so
I knew where they were. I knew what they're doing,
Yeah. I mean, that's smart.
That's good. I notice, and I could be, it's just because I have a view kind of in your kitchen here. Do you have 2 refrigerators?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That looks like exactly
what that is.
Okay, because I've seen a kid like come and get it from one angle, and then I was like, "Is that another refrigerator in the back over there?"
Yeah, Emily, you're a detective.
We adopted the 2 fridge policy about 2 years ago.
Okay,
but better late than never. But yeah, no, it's wonderful.
It's wonderful. With especially 7 people in the house.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine
the big ass trash can. That's always helpful too. It's not very aesthetically appealing, but it's cool.
Yeah, I guess you guys really do. You create a lot of, I mean, I just know I grew up with one brother and my God, he ate everything. I mean, I also ate everything, so I can't just blame it all on him. But like, I mean, were you just buying like full cows and cooking them in the backyard and then feeding everybody that way?
Yeah, I don't really.
My gosh. Incredible.
When you're raising 5 kids, you really don't have time to pay attention to where it comes from and how much it costs. You're just...
now, what's your life like? You're kind of an empty nester, it sounds like, except you got one maybe graduating from high school in a year or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Alice and my daughter's getting ready to go to tech, so at the end of this summer, it'll just be Eli, the youngest. So.
What's that going to be like?
It's pretty cool. I mean, I work a lot, so yeah. It's gonna be
Do your other
cool.
kids live
really
nearby?
Cool. It's gonna be really cool for my wife and I. They're 5 minutes.
Oh, great. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so my oldest son is buying the house from his mother, and my other 2 sons, Silas and Abel, have moved in with him. So yeah. So they got the whole bachelor pad brothers going on.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Has it been hard for the youngest to like watch them all leave?
Yeah, definitely.
But they're only 5 minutes away.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah.
And they all drive and play tennis and pickleball together all the time.
My God, you had 5 kids to teach to drive.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Do they all know how to drive a stick shift? No.
Do any of them?
That's your one failing. I mean, you've excelled everywhere else.
Oh, there's a lot of failings. Trust me, there's a lot. But yeah, that's definitely one of them. That's one of the fatherly things that I intend to do. I've actually just bought a little sports car that I can use. Then my wife has a 5-speed, which I don't want him to use because it's a nice car. But the little sports car.
She drives a 5-speed. I like her. I think she sounds.
Oh yeah, she's kick-ass.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah,
Emily, you drive a 5-speed, right?
No longer. I know how to.
But you know how to. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's how I learned how to drive was on a 5-speed.
Now that's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned on a
stuff.
Little S10 pickup. Almost ran my dad over the first time I was driving. I don't remember if it was 5-speed or not. I was only 11 years old.
Oh my goodness.
But he's like, I swear he said, come forward. So I let the clutch out and it was like jumped out of him.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. It scares the shit out of you the first time you like are in first and you forget. And then you're just like, the car's like, like it's terrifying.
The number one, what's the number one thing that a father can say to really just like get you hard, like stick you hard, deep, you know? One thing.
I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah,
you're better than that.
I never heard that one.
I've heard them all.
As a son, what were you thinking?
Oh, yeah. My dad says that a lot too.
Oh my gosh. What were you thinking? I'm like,
Here's another one that my dad used to say. We'd like knock on their door, you know, the parents' room and be like, you know, we're going to come in. Are you decent? He says, I'm always decent. I'm just naked.
That's a good one.
Emily, you're going to have to cut out where he was like, what can your dad say that can make you get you hard? I wasn't going to let it slide, Jonathan. That's not my style. I had to pull it back around. I'm like,
I backed out of it quickly, though.
You did.
I tried to get out of it. I knew what I was getting ready to say, and I was like, oh, that ain't going to work.
We looked at each other and we were like, what?
Oh, God.
This wasn't the plan.
I couldn't see your reaction because I'm not wearing my readers. Like, you guys are just like
blurs.
Beautiful,
well, we're both gorgeous, by the way.
Beautiful blobs on my screen.
That was my nickname in high school. Here comes the beautiful blob.
I'm trying to convince people I'm young, you know? Now it's over. Oh, wow. Yeah, you are beautiful. I can see now.
Gosh, Jonathan, it's like a roller coaster ride. And it sounds like you found a space now where you can maybe take a breath. Do you feel like you've gotten through that period of time, or do you still kind of feel like you're in that survival mode?
Yeah, I'd say with my business, it's always like that. I'm trying right now to kind of lean things up because I'm coming up with astronomical amounts of money on a weekly basis that is just stressing me out. I love having all the work and jobs that I'm doing. I really enjoy coordinating, scheduling, planning, efficiently getting work done. Like I love that, but it's coming up with the money every week. That's just like,
oof. No, thank you.
I'm really not a fan of. So,
yeah. Well,
unfortunately, my new wife isn't like a millionaire. She isn't really a sugar mama, unfortunately. So I've got to keep working.
Yeah, does she help out at all?
Keep looking. I'm sorry. Did you say you got to keep looking?
Or is she like a freeloader type?
Yeah.
She definitely
is she
helps.
freeloading?
No, she helps a lot. Yeah. She's amazing.
That sounds like something.
She helps me with my business and she listens to my, she's a great support for sure.
Well, that's good.
I guess that's okay.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you are a ride.
You're pretty incredible, I must say. I don't think I've ever met any men that, for one, their goal their whole life was to be an excellent husband and an excellent father. And from there, you know, everything kind of just fell into place. Just your kindness and the love you have for your children and the compassion you had for your ex-wife just to make sure that she was healthy and happy. That's something else.
I appreciate it.
That's beyond you, I'd say.
And the fact that you're raising these children, these children of yours with these morals, I think that's a wonderful thing. You're raising really good kids, it sounds like.
I appreciate it.
And I hope your new wife is also kind and
extremely,
you know, help out with teaching these kids what it's like to.
Hopefully, she's not going through perimenopause.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will say, Jonathan, I won't lie. I was super disappointed when I found out you were married because you are you're an officer and a gentleman.
Oh, Courtney, you're married too.
That's right. Speaking of which, I think my husband, hold on one second.
Oh, where'd she go?
Where'd she go? I think her husband's there.
Surprise!
Hands off, lady.
I told you she's the most beautiful woman on the planet.
My parents paid top $1 for him.
Yeah.
And like, will you marry a 45-year-old daughter? And he said, I'll do it. But she cooked dinner. Yeah, so we met on Bumble.
Oh, nice.
She said, I like your hair.
You do have a good head of hair.
I was playing guitar on one of the little things. She's like, I like your hair and I like your voice. And I was like, I like your. Oh, yeah.
You
love them. Well, I didn't. That wasn't the first thing I said. I waited till we met for dinner. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are sweet. Courtney, go back to your microphone.
It's our first time. Yeah, big shoes.
I can't hear you otherwise.
That was fun. And
that was fun. That's cute.
He's so dreamy.
He is dreamy. What a guy. You guys are a great couple. Congratulations.
Yes. Smashing. Yes.
Thank you.
So Jonathan, I have one final question for you. It's kind of what we ask, everybody at the end. And don't think too hard. What's one of the nicest things anyone has ever done for you? It can be a stranger, it could be, whatever, just whatever pops into your head.
For my 50th, my sister and my now wife planned a surprise 50th birthday party for me. Or no, it wasn't a surprise. It was it was meant to be, my sister said she was going to plan it, and my wife, Courtney. And I was like, I want it to be a roast. So like, I want all of my family members and whoever's going to be there to roast Jonathan Fitz, like roast me, I think it'd be fun, like talk shit about me, whatever. So it didn't work out. Nobody played along. A couple, maybe my older brother, he might have said some things about me, like made fun of me.
I ribbed you a little bit too, but most people got up there and cried.
Yeah,
about how much they love him.
It meant so much to me though, like, because I don't think I've ever been that. I mean, at the end of it, I was like, okay, stop. Like, I'm good. I'm set for life. I don't need to hear any more about how great I am. Like, it was wonderful. Like, and I mean, it was so like touching and heartwarming because like my younger brother, David, he's 5 years younger than me. My older brother, Joel, was kind of like my tormentor. And I thought I was changing that dynamic with the little brothers, and would try to do, snowboarding trips and fun things with my brother David when he was 15 and I was like 20 or whatever. But it wasn't always that way. I was a dick to him too, just like my older brothers to me, right? His story just moved me so much. He said he was out. It was 2 a.m. Called me in the middle of the night. He was really drunk. He had got pulled over, called me. I came and got him. Barely said 2 words. Towed his car to his house, drove him home. He said, John, never said a word to anybody about it. Nobody ever knew that this had happened, and I think at the time David might have been 17, 18 or, like I just to hear him say it, that I was there for him and not, I didn't even remember this when he's telling it. I'm like,
I was going to say, I don't think you even remembered. Yeah.
So it's just so cool. Cause like, I don't know.
Absolutely.
That was definitely the coolest thing. That night was like incredible. And I think back on it and I'm like, I don't know, to think that I did that and it was in my nature and that I didn't even remember it. It just makes me feel really good.
Absolutely.
Like, to me, that's like the coolest person on earth does that shit for somebody, like, and anybody, it was obviously my brother, but I would do that for anybody. You needed something.
It's true.
And I don't, unfortunately, Courtney can tell you, I don't talk about shit very much as far as like other people's business, like, even when I'm asked like, what's going on with so-and-so? I'm like, you need to talk to so-and-so, like, or one of my sisters is like, I don't think she should be dating this person. And I'm like, well, you need to talk to her because that's not my business. I just thought that was the coolest. That was the coolest night. And I definitely felt loved and appreciated. And it was really cool.
Very good.
I want to say that I think Jonathan, if we were to ask, I think he would be the person that people would talk about if asked what's something nice that someone's done for you. I have so much footage on my phone of him helping push cars in traffic.
No.
How many times, I mean, at a gas station, a car's broke down. In the middle of the road, a car's broke down. He pulls over, he gets out, he goes and pushes the car. I mean, like that's
guy.
I know, right? He's dreamy, ladies, and he is.
You got a good one there, Courtney.
He's mine.
And Jonathan, I gotta say, your wife's pretty amazing too.
She is. Yeah, she's incredible.
I think he knows that. Well, and it's really perfect because the two of us are both the #1 fans in our own fan club.
Yeah,
I love that.
I know. So when we met, we were like, we should send our #1 fans from our fan clubs on a date.
So we did a double date. I was like, you would be my second favorite person to go out with. So why don't we do a double date? Why don't we do a double date?
I'm number 2 in the line of fans of Jonathan. Jonathan's #1.
Because it's really nice to date yourself. It really is.
It's so nice. Yep. We both, we may dapple a little bit in the delusional department, but hey, you guys,
certainly,
it's fine.
It's
just been lovely and a pleasure.
Amazing. Yeah,
I really appreciate you, Jonathan.
Absolutely, I really enjoyed it.
Sharing quite a story. We have. I feel like we have 4 other shows we need to film where we talk about adoptive kids and raising, upstanding dudes. And my God,
I could definitely do a few more episodes.
All right.
I have way more content than I shared. Yeah. I got way more content.
He was really watered down, and it's so hard not to act like I know what he was talking about. Like I kept being like,
you were good.
Oh,
that worked.
Yeah, I'm a BFA in acting.
Yeah,
one quick one.
Oh yeah.
So this is just like you couldn't make this up. So in the process of my wife at the time having an affair, after that, like I said, we're going through financial hardship, right? Like bad, taking money from her dad, like help so that we can live a certain lifestyle that we've been living. And she comes to me and like, that truck that dad help us get, I want to take a loan on that truck. He paid cash for it, like $10,000 to help us out. So that truck that he bought us was $10,000 value. I want to get a loan with that.
So that I can your wife at the time was saying this.
Yes. So that I can get a boob job, because when I was cheating on you, I felt very insecure about my breasts because I breastfed 5 kids, which was true. Like,
it's true.
But I'm sitting there like, what? So we did
That's ballsy.
So we did it.
Yeah, I did selfish.
I did it. I went and got a loan, and they were beautiful. So like I wasn't completely against it, but isn't that funny? Like you think about like somebody having that conversation. Like we were obviously pretty open in our conversation, apparently. And I didn't.
Whenever I see her, I'm always like, "Oh, there's Johnny's boobies." Just kidding. Never in a million years. But I love her. I think she's lovely, and
Yeah, she's fun.
Oh, that one threw me for a loop. Wow,
that's fun.
Yeah. He shared that with my parents.
That's like this. Yeah, that's the surface. I've got so much content.
Oh my God,
you got a lot.
Well, we'll have you back on again.
Absolutely.
Like
and for any of our other listeners, I know that you all have stories. So
I know it.
Write in, share those with us. We will come on. If you want to be a guest, you absolutely can be. Or if you just want to submit your story, we will read it anonymously. If you'd like. On the podcast, you can write into us at thatwasn'ttheplanpod@gmail.com, or go to our website at thatwasn'ttheplan.com, or reach out to us on social media, That Wasn't the Plan Podcast. We're all over the place. Jonathan, thank you so much for coming on today. Courtney, as always, thank you.
As well, Emily, my pleasure. The pleasure is mine. Took me a minute to get that out.
And to our listeners, it's always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Until next
time. You all
time.
have a wonderful day. Yeah. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.